So let's start by quickly recap, okay, what we did last time. Okay, we learned how to find exact value, right? To find exact value, that means they will give you the angle. So for example, like question A, right? They give you 30°. So you will start by drawing the angle, right? That's your first step. After that, you get the reference angle, right? And then using the reference angle, you think about the triangles. So remember, the bigger angle, the opposite side should be the longer side, right? 60°, the opposite side should be the square root 3, okay? If it's a 45°, then it's 1, 1, right, for the two sides. So for the 30 and 60°, once you know one side is root 3, then the other side will be 1. Hypotenuse is always 2, okay, for the 30, 60°. Right? So you use the reference angle to fill out the side ratio. And then you check sine, right? Using the all Smurf tickle cats, all student take calculus, okay? Whatever way you memorize sine, those are the places for positive, okay? O means all positive, right? And then S means only sine is positive. And then everything else is negative, right? Sine positive. So this is the chart for positive. Tangent positive in third, cosine positive in fourth, okay? And then last homework, you did not have any question on the next page, but you will have for this, for today's, okay? So that's when angles, if they stop on the axis. And then we drew an animation down here, right? To show you what it looks like when the angle is at 0, right? There's no triangle at all, okay? So when angle is 0 or 180°, the opposite side disappears, right? You can see the purple line is the opposite, right? It gets longer and longer as it goes to 90°. The green side, look at the green side, okay? Green side is the adjacent, right? So as the angle gets bigger and bigger, when it reaches 90°, the adjacent disappears, right? Adjacent gets shorter and shorter, okay? So using that idea, we figure out the ratios at different angle, right? So, and I also help you memorize it, right? Using the letters, sine has an I, right? I looks like a number 1. So in the middle is 1 and -1, okay? Look at the pink highlight. And then cosine has an O. O is a 0, right? So 0, 0. And tangent is NA. NA is undefined, right? Not applicable, right? NA. So just remember for tangent of 0°, right? 0° is here, or 180°, right? Whenever it stops on the x-axis, the ratio will be 0, okay? So that's the only ones. The other ones I already help you remember, okay? So if no question, today we're going to learn something that's going backwards, okay? Backwards means over here, they give you the angle, right? They give you angle of 30°, and then you figure out the ratio, right? Ratio is 1/2. Backwards means they will give you the ratio, and then you try to go back and find out what angle will give you that ratio. Okay, so that's going backwards. So because it's going backwards, so the steps will be going backwards too. Right? Used to be step 1, it will become step 4. Okay? So check sine will be our step 1 now. Okay? So this topic, okay, turn to page 7, is called find angle. So step 1, check sine. Right? Check sine means same thing, right? You use the chart ASTC, right? To check the sign, check the quadrant. So let's pick a question and then we'll try it out, okay? So we'll look at question A. This one, right, over here, they give you this is called the ratio, right? Side ratio. So given the exact value also means side ratio, okay? Or trig ratio. It's just different words, okay? They give you that. Find the theta, right? Means find the angle such that the angle is in between 0 to 360, okay? So this one is called the domain. All right, so let's look at question A again. So here they give you a ratio of -1. So we have tangent -1, right? Tangent theta equal -1. Step 1 is to check sign. So we have tangent that's negative. Which quadrant would it be inside, right? Tangent negative is in which quadrant? Evan, can you tell us where is tangent negative?
The second one and fourth one.
Yeah, very good. Okay, second one and first one. So that's your first step. You need to figure out where the angles could be in, right? So that means we will have two answers, right? So step one, that's that, right? Step two, okay, because we're going backwards, right? So what should be the step two now? Colin? What will
you find the reference angle?
No, you have to go back up, right? Step 4 was check sign, so you go back up.
Oh, the side ratio?
Yes, okay, so we are going backwards, okay? Side ratio. So you compare with the previous page, right? When you were asked to find exact value, you start with draw angle, reference angle, side ratio, check sign. Now you go backwards, check sign, and then side ratio, okay? So now we look at this. We'll look at the side ratio now. The ratio they give us is -1, but we can write it as -1/1, right? And because this is a tangent, right? Tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? So that means our adjacent and opposite, they are both 1, okay? So your step 2, we will put the ratios, right, the sides into the picture, okay? Quadrant 2 is here, quadrant 4 is here. Make sure you draw the triangle the right way, okay? This is wrong, okay? Please do not draw like that. You have to make sure your triangle is with the x-axis, okay? And then those are the green dots. Those two are the reference angle, right? So you fill in the sides, looking from the reference angle. The sides are 1 and 1. Opposite, adjacent, right? Opposite, adjacent. So if you have 1 and 1 for the opposite adjacent, how long is the hypotenuse then? Harry?
Square root 2.
Yep, very good. Okay, so square root 2, we'll fill that in. Okay, so now we got that, right? What is step 3? Okay, let's go back up. Okay, step 3. What should be the step 3 now, Jenny?
Step 3, check the sign.
No. Check sign is step 1.
Oh, reference angle?
Yeah, reference angle. Okay, so let's write that down, reference angle. So reference angle, we use the symbol theta r. Okay, so step 3, if you compare the two page, right? You look from the bottom up, okay? Step 4 was check sign. Now it becomes step 1. Step 3 was check sign, right? Now it's step 2, right? And then step 2 was reference angle. Now it becomes step 3. Go back up, okay? So step 3 is reference angle. So you look at this picture, right? 1 square root 2. What's the reference angle? Angela?
45.
Yep, 45 degree, okay? The one with the isosceles triangle. So finally, step 4. What is step 4 now? Brandon?
Check sign.
No, check sign is number 1. Did you hear that we are going backwards? Brandon, you understand going backwards?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So what should be step 4 now?
Draw angle.
Draw angle, yes. Okay. Used to be step 1. Now it becomes step 4. Okay. So draw angle, but here we are only interested in angles that's inside the domain. Okay. The domain they give you is 0 to 360 degree. Okay. So make sure you add that in. Draw angle in domain. Okay. This is something new. Domain is talking about this thing. 0 to 360. Okay, 0 to 360, that means if you look at the picture here, so 0 to 360 means you start from the positive x-axis and you turn in one circle, right? That's 360 degree. So you want to find all the angle that that's within the one circle, right? So you look at this picture, the first angle we are going to find is this one. That's the first one, okay? Because the reference angle is 45. So how big is the green arrow? Okay, any? How big is the green one?
Um, 135.
Yeah, okay. So this one is very good. This one is 45. So the leftover here, that the one that we want to find will be 135. Okay, so our first answer is 135. Okay, now the second answer that we want to get is when it turns to the fourth quadrant. Okay, so keep turning. Okay, so that's our second answer within one circle. Okay, so please calculate this. So Ivy, how big is the second answer?
Is it 315? 15.
315? Yeah, okay, how did you find that?
Like 270 plus 45.
Okay, yeah, that will work, okay, for this one, okay? So because the angle that's between the 270 and the fourth quadrant is also 45, but but the reference angle, because it's with the x-axis, okay, so it will be better if you use the 360, okay, to minus the 45. Okay, later we'll try another one, then you'll see why, okay? So let me draw it out, right? To get the second answer, what you can do is you turn a full circle, right? That will be too much, right? That will be 360. So you need to go back, subtract, okay? Because you want to stop at the fourth quadrant, the terminal arm at the fourth quadrant. So the second answer, you use 360 degree minus 45. Okay, the first answer, you use 180 degree to minus 45 because it's not 180 yet. Okay, so depending on different quadrant, okay, you use either 180 or 360. Okay, do not use the 270 because sometimes it will be wrong. Okay, because it has to do with the reference angle. Since the reference angle is touching the x-axis, so you always use either the 180 or the 360, okay, to find the answer. So those are the two angles if you look at it separately, okay? So these are your two final answers. Okay, I think we should try another one, okay? Let's try another one together, and I'll let you do the rest, okay? Anyone has question about A? Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand A? Okay, Annie, do you have questions?
No, I raised my hand.
Oh, really? I don't see you raise your hand. Oh, okay, let me see. And is there another Annie? No? Is your mic working, Annie?
Oh, I joined on 2 because my phone screen is too small, but my computer audio doesn't work.
Oh, okay. So what's the, oh, Annie Wing. Okay, a different picture. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's too many people here. Yeah, okay, all good. All right, let's do question D. Okay, D is a sign. Okay, let's do this one. So I'll let you guys try it first, okay? So yeah, I'll wait for you, okay? See if you can go all the way to step 4, okay? And get both answers. So maybe give you a couple minutes. When you get the final 2 answers, you can raise your hand and then we'll go over step by step, okay? If you get stuck, you can let me know, okay? Or you forgot what to do in each step. Everyone, please try it. Okay, please raise your hand if you have finished step 4. Okay, Elaine, can you tell us your step 1?
So determine the sign,
Yeah.
like in the quadrant.
Yep. So what is it?
Either quadrant 3 or 4,
Okay.
and 4.
Yep, 3 and 4. Thank you. Okay, so this one we have sign, that's negative. So sign negative has to be in step quadrant 3 and 4. Okay, please raise your hand if you finished the whole question. So make sure you draw the pictures correct, okay? Quadrant 3, quadrant 4, and your triangle has to be attached to the x-axis, okay? So these 2 dots are the reference angle. Okay, anyone else have questions? Okay, Jiawen, so what's your step 2? What's step 2 called?
Side ratio.
Yep, so what are the side ratios here?
Square root 3 and 2.
Yep, so where do we put the square root 3? Which side? Root 3 should be which side? Adjacent, opposite, hypotenuse? Root 3, where should we put it?
Opposite.
Opposite, very good. What about 2?
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse, okay, very good. Okay, so let's put that in. Root 3 and 2, right? Root 3 and 2. So if that's root 3, 2, the last one should be 1. Okay. Please raise your hand if you finish everything. Okay, step 3 is what? What is step 3, Evan?
Find the reference angle.
So in this example, what's the reference angle?
Is it 60?
Yep, 60 degree it is, okay? So you look at the green dot, right? The green dot is opposite to the square root 3. Square root 3 is the longer side, bigger angle, okay? So you use the 60 degree. Okay, final step is to get the two angles, right? Draw angles in domain. Okay, so Colin, what's your first angle?
It's 240.
And how did you find that?
I did 180 plus 60.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so let me draw it out. First angle, you turn 180, but not there yet. So you turn a little bit more, okay? Reference angle more. So first answer will be 240. Okay, and Chris, how do you get a second one?
I use 270 plus 30.
Okay, that also work. Okay, or you can use 360 and then what?
Minus 60.
Yeah. Okay, minus 60. Okay, that way you don't need to calculate the other side. You just only use the reference angle. Okay, so that will be 300. Okay, so the first answer is 180. You add the reference. Okay, the second answer you use 360, you minus the reference. Okay, so it's you either use the 180 degree or you use the 360 degree, okay, to find the two answers. Okay, Marcus, do you have any questions about this one?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you guys finish the other four, okay? The other four questions up to question F. Okay, now if you look at question F, you can see that you have sign on each side, right? So what you can look at this as pretend the sine theta is like a variable, okay? This one is like a variable. So look at this question as 5x minus 3 equal x minus 1, okay? So this is a hint, okay? So think about if you look at this question like that, can you make it look like question D? Right? If you compare F and D, D has sine theta by itself. Okay, so you can make question F look like question D by isolating. Then after that, you will do the same 4 steps. Okay, so I'll let you guys try these 4 questions, and then probably take about 5 minutes. Okay. After 5 minutes, we'll go over. Okay, you can raise your hand if you finished earlier.
Jason, which 4 questions is it again?
Up to F. B.
Oh, up to F. Okay.
Yeah. So make sure you're showing all the steps. Okay, same with your homework. You don't need to label 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can still show the 4 steps. 1 and 2 you can combine, right? Because with the picture, it also tells me the quadrant, right? So if you want to save time, you can skip step 1. So about 1 minute for each question. Okay, if it takes longer than 1 minute, that means it's you need to practice more. Okay, Waylon, which question are you working on now?
I'm almost on E.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the 4 steps? It should be done by now. Which question are you working on, Ivy?
F.
F, okay. Maybe a couple more minutes. And Marcus, how about you? Which question are you on?
I'm on F.
Okay. Okay, we'll go over at the same time. Okay, if you're still working on F, you can keep working on it. So let's start with question B. Okay, number one, step one. Okay, so you can just tell me the answer, okay, for each step. Okay, so Waylon, step one, what's your answer? Waylon?
For question one, for number one, I got quadrant 2 and quadrant 3.
Yep, 2 and 3, very good. Okay, so I'll draw that out, 2, 3. Okay, and then next part, step 2, you can tell me the where to put each number, okay, like which side, okay, for example, number, the 1, where do I put it, okay? So, Braden, can you tell us where to put the sides?
Root 2 on hypotenuse.
Mm-hmm.
Same as the bottom, and then root 1 on the opposite.
Opposite.
Sorry, root 1 on the other sides.
Root 1?
I'm sorry, 1, just 1.
1, yeah, okay, so
sorry, 1.
Yeah, just 1. 1 is the adjacent, okay? You can tell me the name, right? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So 1 and 1 and 1, right? Everything else is 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Step 3, Annie, what's your answer for step 3?
45 degrees.
Yeah, very good. Okay, this one is a isosceles triangle. Okay, Harry, what's your 2 answers then?
Uh, 135, 135 degree and 225 degree.
Yeah, very good. Okay, does anyone have question about the 2 answers, how to get them? Okay, it's your chance to ask me now if you don't know how to get 135, 225. One is using 180 to subtract. The other one is using 180 to add, okay? Add the reference. Okay, next one. Okay, if you finish up to F, please raise your hand. Only 5 people. Okay, let's look at C, okay? Okay, Chris, what's your step one? Chris? Chris, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, my step one is quadrants 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Okay, thank you. 2 and 4. Okay, Angela, step 2. Where do we put the sides? What number do we put on the sides?
Uh, oh, sorry. Root 3 on the opposite,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 on for the adjacent,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 for the hypotenuse.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, step 3. Jenny,
Um, I'm actually not sure on this one.
do you understand step 1 and 2?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the reference angle.
Reference angle, do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's right in between the 1 and the 2, like the.
So the 2 green dots, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so can you tell me the green dot is opposite to which side?
it's root 3.
Root 3, right? So root 3 is the longer side, okay? So if you look at the previous page, okay, page 5, you can turn to your page 5, right? So look at root 3. Look at the top, right? Root 3, what's the angle opposite to root 3?
60?
Yeah, so that's how you pick the angle, okay?
Okay.
If it's 1, then the opposite angle will be the 30 degree, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll go to that page. So what's the reference angle now?
It's 60 degrees.
60 degree. Okay, do you know what to do next?
Is it 180 plus 60 and then 180 minus 60?
You have to look at the picture. It's not always like that. It's not a fixed rule, okay? The first angle that we want to get is to stop in the second quadrant, okay? I'll draw it separately. We want to get this one, okay? The one that turns to here, okay? That's the angle we want to get. And then the green dot, we found out to be what?
60?
60, right? So how big is that red one?
It should be 180 minus 60.
Yeah, okay, so it depends on the picture. So how big would that be?
120.
120, okay? So that's our first answer. Let's try the second one. The second one needs to turn to which quadrant?
The fourth one.
Yeah, so draw that, right? And then it needs to turn all the way to here and then stop. But then the green part is 60 degree. How do we get the red one?
360 minus 60.
Yeah, what would that be?
300.
300. Okay, so it's different from question to question. Okay, you have to look at the picture and then decide whether to use 180 to add or subtract or 360 to add and subtract. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, next one. Okay, question E. Where did it go? Okay, keep jumping. Okay, question E. Step 1. Who I haven't asked. Okay, Marcus. Okay, step 1. What's your answer?
For 1 second. I got quadrant 1 and 3.
Yep, very good. Okay, so I will draw it out 1 and 3. Okay, and can I have Evan, can you tell me where to put the sides?
So the 3 would go at the bottom. Oh wait, I did this wrong. Wait, I did my graph wrong.
Okay.
So
Fix
I
it.
can just probably answer here.
No. I'll wait for you. Okay. You copy the
All right.
answer, and then you can tell me where to put the numbers. You know why it's 1 and 3?
Because those are the points. I thought it was negative, and so I didn't. I forgot it was a negative.
Yeah, this one is positive, tangent positive. Okay, so let me know.
Oh, I have the points down.
Yeah, so where to the sides?
Oh, the sides. So the root 3 would go on like the x-axis for the bottom one, the bottom left one.
Adjacent.
Oh yeah, adjacent. Yeah.
Okay, and then?
And then the 1 would go on the opposite, which is the one on the outside.
Yeah.
And then 2 would go on the hypotenuse.
Okay, very good. Okay, next one, let's try. Now, how do we get the reference angle? Okay, so let's try one more time. Okay, Jenny, what's the reference angle? Jenny.
It should be 30 degrees, right?
Yes. Okay, very good. Now you got it. Okay. The opposite is the 1. 1 is the smaller size, so it should be 30 degree. Okay, last part. Step 4 to get the final answer. Marcus, what are the 2 answers?
One of them would be 60.
60, there's no 60 anywhere.
Wouldn't it be 90 minus 30?
Okay, the first one, right? The first, look at the picture, okay? The first angle we want to get is in which quadrant?
1.
First quadrant, right? Over there. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you know how big this angle is?
Wouldn't it be 30?
Yeah, so that's our first answer. 33, okay? You know how to get a second one?
180 plus 30?
Yes, very good. Okay, it's in the third quadrant, so you have to go 180 and then a little bit more. Okay, so what would be the answer? Still you, Marcus?
210.
210. Okay, 210. Okay, so that's E. All right, so F is the one that you need to do some pre-work, right? Preparation before you begin. So how do we do this? Okay, let me erase this first. Okay, so how do we turn this into sine data equals something? Okay, Harry, do you have it? Do you have sine data equals something?
A 1/2.
1/2. Can you tell us how do you get it? How did you get 1/2?
I put it like 5x minus 3 equals x minus 1.
Yep, and then?
And then I put the x on the left and the numbers on the right.
So how do I write it out?
4x equals 2. 4x equals 2.
Oh, 4x. Okay, so 4x equal to 2, and then?
And then I divide both sides by 4.
Okay, so x equal half. All right. So once you get here, you just carry out the 4 steps. Okay, so Jiawen, what's your first step?
Check sine.
Yeah. So what's your answer? Which
Um,
quadrant?
1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. Okay, and then Annie, what about step 2? What number goes
This
inside?
square root 3 for the opposite and then 1 for adjacent.
So like this? Is it?
Yes,
Okay, how do you know 1 is at the adjacent?
because oh sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. 1 for opposite and then 2 for hypotenuse.
2 for hypotenuse. Yeah. Okay. So sine is opposite hypotenuse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the last side? What do I put?
Square root 3.
Square root 3. Okay. Step 3 is the reference angle. Elaine, what's the reference angle for this one?
60.
60. How do you know?
Because it's a 1 2 root 3 triangle, and the part where the 2 and the root 3 meet is the part where it's like angled.
Okay. Look at the. Do you have the same picture as mine?
Yep.
Okay. The reference angle is these 2 green dots, right? Do you see it?
Oh, it's 30.
Yes. Okay. It's across
Whoops.
to the shorter side. Okay. 1 is the shorter one. So you should pick the 30-degree as your reference. Okay. All right. And then Marcus, can you tell us the 2 angles now?
30 and 120.
30, you got it. And the 120.
And 150.
150, yes. Okay. 180 and then subtract 30. Okay. So let's have a short break. Okay. So about 10 minutes and then we'll continue. Okay. So take a break. We'll see you at 2:50.